Hello, welcome to jQuery tutorial, chapter 9, jQuery Attribute Value Selector, brought to you by Ankpro Technologies. My name is Harish. In this session, we are going to learn about the jQuery Attribute Value Selector. So, jQuery Attribute Value Selectors are of 7 types. The first one is Attribute Equals Selector, Attribute Not Equal Selector, Attribute Contains Selector, Attribute Contains Word Selector, Attribute Contains Prefix Selector. And also we are having the last two. They are Attribute Starts with Selector, Attribute Ends with Selector. So now let us understand the first attribute equal selector. So here is the syntax. To the jQuery function I'm passing like select all the elements which are having the title attribute. Okay, and also we are specifying the other condition, select all the elements which are having the title attribute value as sample1 title. So what is this jQuery function is going to return us? This is going to select all the elements that have the title attribute value equal to sample1 title. So let me show you a demo of this. It's very simple. Let me jump into Visual Studio, and now let me create a div element. To the div element let me add a ID, okay, or let me add a title attribute. So let the value is, let me take the value present in this presentation itself, sample1 title. Let me go with that, sample1 title. So here let me add hello world. So Control C, break line. So let me add a paragraph, title, sample1 title, and here also let me add something like sam. Okay, and let me copy this. So what I'll do, I'll take right now, let me cancel this, let me take a span element, and to that let me add a title attribute. Title attribute is just sample. Okay, and the content here is demo. Do Control S. Now here in my body, within the body tag, I'm having three elements. One is div, one is paragraph, and other one is span element, and also we have a breakline element. So my objective is I need to select the elements which are having the title attribute. So all the elements present here are having the title attributes. They are div, paragraph, and span. They are the title attributes. You can observe them very clearly. But my condition is I need to select only the div elements which are having the title attribute value as sample1 title. So how do I select it? Okay, and that's we are going to learn now. Script dollar document dot ready. Let me ignite a function. So your Control S. Now what I need to do is I need to identify an element with the title attribute value. Okay, title attribute value equals, so let me go back here to my presentation. Okay, this is how I specified here, that is title attribute value is sample1 title. So let me go back and let me code as it is present there. Oh, okay, I have done a mistake, so I have to pass within that square brackets title equals, the value is sample1 title. Now what's gonna happen is, to this jQuery function we have passed a selector as select the elements which are having the title attribute. Okay, all the three elements are having the title attribute, but the condition is select only the elements which are having the title attribute as sample1 title. Now it's going to select only these two, div and a paragraph. Okay, and after selecting, what I need to do, okay, I need to apply the CSS method. So telling like apply a border, okay, of 5 pixel solid orange. Do Control S. Now let me push this page to the browser. So now what happens is div and paragraph will get a border of 5 pixel solid or orange because it is matching the selector what I've specified here. Okay, this is how attribute value selector works. Okay, now you can observe the paragraph div and the paragraph are getting the border 5 pixel, but span is not getting, because span is not meeting the criteria. The criteria is the title value should be sample1 title, but the value of span title is only sample. So this is what about the attribute equal selector. Suppose now attribute not equal selector. This is the second way. So what I'm doing here is, in the previous example I told like select only the elements which are having the title attribute value as sample1 title, but this is vice versa. It's completely different. Like it's opposite to this. What I'm telling here is select the elements which are not having the title attribute value as sample1 title. As of now in my example, okay, what I need to do is I need to specify only the exclamatory mark which specifies not equal to. What I'm telling here is select all the elements which are not having the title attribute value as sample1 title. So div is having the sample1 title, it's not matching the criteria, and paragraph is also having the title as sample1, but span is not having the sample1 title. So this span is going to get this border 5 pixel solid orange as of now. So let me go back and let me refresh. You can observe the span is getting, okay, not only the span and also the body as well as the other elements. So what I need to do is first let me add a div element. Within that div I'm going to keep all these things. Okay, so let me specify here div space. Let me go back and let me refresh. Okay, you can observe very clearly. Okay, what happened here is I encrypted all my content within the div. So within the div uh, we have other elements. Okay, this is main div, and within the div we have another div element and paragraph and span. So what I'm telling is go to the div element, and inside the div element you check for the title attribute. So all the elements are having the title attribute, and the second condition what I'm specifying is select the elements which are not having the title attribute value as sample1 title. So this meets the criteria, so we're getting a border for span element, and that you can see here very clearly. Okay, and coming back, attribute contains selector. Okay, here we have something like to the jQuery function we pass the selector as title asterisk key equals title. What it does is it selects all the elements that have title attribute value containing the given substring title. So your title attribute value should have the keyword as title, or it can be a substring of other word. So let me go here and let me show you. So here in this you can observe we have a title as a substring to the within this word, and here also. As of now let me change to this span as only title. Okay, now I'll specify your asterisk key, and after that I'll add title here. So now what I'm telling here is, let me remove this div as of now just to show you the example I took that div. So let me erase this just to keep the things simple. So now let me go back and let me refresh my. So here you can observe all the elements are getting border 5 pixel orange. Why? Because you have to understand this sentence, this contains selector very clearly. What it does is it selects all the elements that have the title attribute value containing the given substring title. So it's going to check all the elements are having the title attribute, and after that it's checking like all the attribute values should contain the title word, okay, independently, or it should be a substring of other word. So and here all the elements are matching the criteria. Div is having a substring called title of the complete word sample1 title, similarly here, and span is having a independent word title. Okay, so this matches the criteria and it brings border to all the elements. Okay, and we learned 3 attribute value selectors, like equals, not equals, and contains selector. Now let me go to next slide, and here we have something called attribute contains word selector. So keep in mind, to this jQuery function we are telling like select all the elements which are having the title attribute value as my sample. So what it's going to return, it's going to select all the elements that have title attribute value containing the given word my sample, delimited by the spaces. So let me go here. Okay, what is the value they have taken? My sample. So let me go with that itself. As of now let me remove this. here I'll make it as my sample. Okay, or I'll give it as title my sample, and also here what I'm going to give is Sammy my sample. So now what I need to do is, what is the selector, what is the symbol? Tilted symbol. So let me go and change here to tilted symbol, and after that I need to change the value to my sample. So now when I go back and when I refresh my browser, you can observe only this one, okay, is getting the colored, okay, the border of 5 pixels solid orange. Why? Because here my sample, let me give a space here, and let me give a space here too. Let me go back and let me refresh. Now all the elements on the page are getting bordered. So what do you mean by that? What do you understand from this is, so the title attribute value should have a word my sample, and what it's going to return is it's going to select all the elements that are the title attribute value containing the given word. So here in my example you can observe all the title attribute values are containing the given word my sample, whether it can be at the starting or at the last, but it should be delimited by the spaces, okay, in the sense that word should be independent. It should not be a part or a substring of any other word. Understood? So suppose if it is an independent word, then do we get the output? Yes, obviously we'll get the output. Let me check it out. Yes, we are getting it. I hope you understood this one. Contains word selector. Okay, now let me go with this. Attribute contains prefix selector. So here we have used the pipeline operator. Title, the value should be my title. What it does, if we use this prefix selector, it selects all the elements that have title attribute value equal to my title. In the sense, the title attribute value should be the my title, or starting with the my title followed by a hyphen. Okay, now let me show you how it works. Okay, the value I'm going to take here is my title. Okay, the condition is it should start with the my title, okay, my title, but it should be followed by a hyphen, okay, then some word, not a problem, okay, or it can be completely my title, but keep in mind it should okay. Now let me go back and let me refresh. Okay, you can observe we are getting only the SAM. Okay, we're getting only the SAM as output. Border 5 pixel solid. Um okay, 5 pixel solid orange only to the SAM, but we're not getting for this. Okay, why? Because let me, okay, why I got it, because we have not changed the symbol here, that is tilted symbol, sorry for that. Okay, now you can observe here I'm having div, paragraph and span, and title value is my title hyphen hello, and the title is still my title. Span is my title, no space here, only hello. So let me go back and let me refresh. As of now we should get the div as well as the paragraph bordered, but the span we won't get it. Why? Because read out this sentence very clearly. It selects all the elements that have the title attribute value equal to my title. Okay, equal to my title, yes, the paragraph is having the title my title, and also or it can start with my title followed by a hyphen. Yep, and that's what it's doing here, starting with the my title followed by a hyphen. Suppose let me check out like this, my title like this. Now whether it works, no it does not. Okay, I hope you understood this one. Okay, contains prefix selector. Okay, now we are going to learn the last two, that is attribute starts with selector. Okay, keep in mind title, this symbol equals div. What it does, it's going to select all the elements that have the title attribute value starting with the div. Okay, your attribute value, okay, should start with this word div. Okay, let me show you, it's very simple. So it should start with the div, and the symbol is not the tilted, it is this symbol. Okay, now let me tell like div, and can I have the div at the center? No, let me check it. Control S, let me go back and let me refresh. Okay, I'm getting only the first two, that is paragraph and a due. Why? Because this is the condition. Okay, this, if you use this selector, okay, selects all the elements that have the title attribute value starting with a due. Your title attribute value should start with a due. Okay, and if you give it at the center, and it's not going to work. Okay, I hope you understood with this. Starts with selector, and it's quite opposite. Attribute ends with selector. Selects all the elements that have the title attribute value ending with heading. Here you can observe to the jQuery function I'm passing title as $equals heading. Your title attribute value should end with the word heading, then only it's going to select the particular element. So let me go and check it. Heading, and what is the symbol for that? Yes, it's dollar symbol. Yes, and now I remove this. It should end with heading, and let me give it here also heading, and let me give it to the starting ending hyphen, something like this. Now it's gonna apply only to the first one, that is due element and the span element, not the paragraph. Okay, as per the condition, it will select all the elements that have title attribute value ending with heading. Okay, and this one, it starts with a heading called due. Okay, I hope you understood the jQuery attribute selectors, and it was quite easy. So there are 7 attribute value selectors, which include equal selector, not equal, contains selector, contains word selector, contains prefix selector, and start with the selector, ends with the selector. So we understood all these selectors very clearly as of now in this session, and thank you for listening. Have a great day. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel Ankpro Training. You can also like our Facebook page visiting this URL. You can also follow us on Twitter for further reference to our websites. We are on LinkedIn too. Last but not the least, please don't forget to give the feedback. Thank you. Have a great day.